Hey everybody, this is emmavoid, and welcome back once again for another episode of my The Outer Worlds Let's Play. So, last we left off, we had, done some exploring, stole some, well, not really stole, liberated some abandoned medicine. We stole a book, that we did steal. And, yeah. We still haven't actually done a whole lot in the main quest of this area yet, but that's okay. Whoa.
Here
What
they
are
come.
you? Oh, good. Goodness.
Everyone all right?
Right. That was a little surprising. But we're good. We're cool. Ew. It took its brain out. Why? Well, at least these ones were just taking their hides. Huh. And I guess this is probably what they were up to. Ooh, and a hatchet. So yes, as I was mentioning, we have not yet done much for the actual main quest, but that's okay. We got side quests to do. Side quests are fun. They give us plenty of opportunity to, you know, get surprised by random wild apes. Oops. There we go. So, speaking of, I figure we'll take care of our last side quest that we have loaded up, where we need to do some bounty hunting. And then we'll finally get on to, and then we'll finally get on to the main quest.
We can handle this. Nice one. That's the last of them.
Nice. Managed to only pull the two. It's always handy. What you got for me? Garbage and more garbage. Alright, so looks like this person is definitely hanging out with the Marauders. Or, you know, has been eaten by them, either way. Birdie. I see you up there. Oh, hi there. Ow, rude. Excuse you. Back up.
That's smart. Woo! We made it.
Yay! Good job, Parv. Let's loot this place. Alright, finally, it's time for Corpsey. Hey, Corpsey. Oh, actually, hold on a sec. Is there anything? Eh, not really. Alright. Whoop. Ow. Yay, we got a finger. Ooh. Alright, where to next? Ooh. Ow. Ooh.
Here goes nothing.
Good going, Parv.
You got him. I'm off.
What is going on? Okay. That was weird. Hmm. I think we had a, like a status effect of some sort? Oof.
Eyes up. Don't mess with us. You got him.
Armed lookout. Better look out. Oof.
Okay, here we go.
Ah, simple enough.
Got it. Inside voices.
Hello, fat snake. Goodness. You're so squishy. Look at you. Chubby snake. Who's a chubby friend?
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Yeah, probably not a good place to be for most folks. But don't worry, Parv. You're with us. We got this. Oop. There we go.
Something there.
Stand and deliver! Always wanted to say that.
You ha-
Right in the vitals! Get past that armor! Nice one!
Great. Hey, what's your deal? Why are you...
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
You sound confused, or possibly unscrewed.
Only thing unscrewed around here is the head of that marauder you took down. Never seen moves like that outside my serial dramas. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I need you to clarify for something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
Okay. So, are you a prisoner here?
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
I'm impressed. How'd you pull it off?
I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
And how are you alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable.
I mean, true.
Oh, you mean
but-
around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
And are you from Edgewater?
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself.
I mean, yeah.
I'd heard some
can't blame you for
outlaws
that.
set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon.
Alright, well, I'll be back. So, I don't know what her deal is.
Something you need?
You don't know either, do you, Parv? Alright, well, she's not trying to shoot us, so that's cool. And here's the jerk whose finger we came from. Or for. Not from. That would be weird. Guy just summoned us or something. So yeah, let's go ahead and loot everything. And then we'll be on our way.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
I've never actually been in here. Seemed scary from the outside.
Yeah, it's mostly just really boring in here. Hello!
Something to report?
Yeah, I got some bounties for you.
We pay by the finger. What do you have for me?
I've got...
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me?
Yeah.
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable.
No kidding.
I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork.
I got a finger for you right here. Actually, I got a couple fingers, but here.
Here we are.
That's the one you
Birdie
want.
Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma.
Yeah, something
Bert
like
was
that.
the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint to ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
Yay! What's this? Junior Deputy Constable?
You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations.
So, how did so many of them end up marauders?
Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
That doesn't really answer my question.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn Marauder. None of them get my sympathy.
I heard one of your workers shot himself. Eugene, I think?
Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much adrenatime. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime.
Ah, legally accounted for.
What's on your mind?
So...
As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
no, I guess that's all we got. Alright, well, that was an entire thing. Alright, so now it's about time to get started on that main quest. Botanical lab, here we come. Oh, looks like they're keeping the ferals out
Move
at
along,
least.
stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Oh, it's cool, don't worry.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
I'm looking for Adelaide, actually.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
No, not those kinds of answers. Reed said something about former workers living out in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves.
Awesome.
If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
I can respect that. Where's Adelaide?
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Totally understandable. I just got shot into space. Yeah. You and me both. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to repair my ship.
Well, look at you, buzzing around the aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
Oh, Zoe. Upbeat, a little strange, loves Rizzos. Yeah, I met Zoe. She was in a marauder camp.
Thank the Eternal. Wait, marauder camp? Is she alright?
I almost killed her. She's fine. They were getting along.
Getting along? What? Sitting around a campfire telling stories? If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged.
Questions about Zoe.
I'll tell you what I can.
How well do you know her?
Well enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
He seems so personal. That's rude. Be nice. Let's change the subject.
What is it?
I'll leave you be. Right. Well, let's do a few things while we're here, and then we'll go retrieve Zoe. I get the feeling we might need some help from, whoever that person was. So let's see if we can find him.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
It's a chicken. Hello, chicken. Chicken. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Why is there a talk option? Chicken, why can I talk to you? You don't say anything back. I don't know. Stefan, you're the one.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too.
Ugh.
Something I can help you with?
So I'm told someone went missing.
You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
Was she acting strange before she left?
Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I
Oh.
think it's just plain odd. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions.
Wow. Let's see. Go ahead and tell me about her.
Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her.
And, when she disappeared, what happened?
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found.
So, you were mentioning a surprise?
The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
Would you mind lending it to me?
Not much of a chance, no. Mind if I ask why you're interested?
Well, she's kind of living with some marauders. And I gotta bring her back here.
Zoe's living with marauders? Yeah, that sounds like the sort of sideways, brat-brained plan Zoe'd come up with. Yeah, it could be you're telling the truth. Or maybe you're trying to wheedle me into relinquishing my only copy of the Masked Marketeer. It's a collector's edition after all.
Oh, of course. She asked me to do this. She said she was angry at you. No. Alright, look at my face. Do I look like I give a damn about your show?
Yeah, you're probably right. A true fan would have displayed a gleam in their eye upon hearing the words collector's edition. Here you go. Latest copy of the Masked Marketeer. Tell Zoe we're all waiting on her.
About Zoe...
I'll help if I can.
Is there anything else you could... No.
Hey, I got time.
Yeah, that's cool. What you selling?
Fresh off the limb. And that includes canid meat.
Okay. Zoe's journal. So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves, yes ma'ams, and would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I've always hated the cannery, and I don't think I'll ever have to look back to this journal many years hence and tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the Vale once, didn't I? Just because I got sick. Everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and I grabbed a little too much adrenotime. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility and surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of adrenotime and suddenly you're committing larceny. Oh, Zoe. This whole situation's messed up, so I don't really blame you. Good news, I'm alive. Starting to feel a little better too. There's a group of deserters living out in the old botanical labs. They found a way to grow some food, or something that passes for food anyway. Adelaide boiled a pot of something green and leafy and told me to drink it twice a day for my symptoms, I suppose. Tastes atrocious, but I've been feeling better. It's nice to be away from the cannery. The labs have just enough power to run an aether wave, so I've been catching up on my serial dramas. Masked Marketeer, what would I do without you? Go crazy, most likely. Crack up, murder all my neighbors, and run screaming into the hills like some wild marauder. I don't know, that doesn't sound too bad. I could see myself leading a cadre of marauders, a band of bandits. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Band of bandits? What would we call ourselves? The Formidable 14, the 100 Hooligans featuring Zoe, Bandit Queen. Oh, Zoe. Well, today's the day, Zoe. Today is the day you take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the marauder threat. Bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills, warming themselves by the light of barrel fires. Probably mounted the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me. Living a life of comfort and ease, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. I've been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I've got some spare cans of saltuna. Should last me a couple weeks if I ration. Got some adrenotime, too. Everybody loves adrenotime, even marauders, right? I got odds those marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple of syringes of adrenotime before their eyes. This is gonna be great. Look out, Terra 2. Bandit Queen Zoe's origin story has just begun. I'm gonna have a whole gang of marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I can even score some Rizzos. Oh, Zoe. Zoe, 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 Zoe. I'm gonna take your poster. It might help me to convince you.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Ah.
Something you need?
I guess we'll just have to talk with him. Oh, workbench. Nice.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, how are you? Hi.
Oh my
hello.
god.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
Oh, I'm definitely not from this hellhole. I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Well, you're lucky your camp's full. No. Okay. Never too late to start learning. I could give you a couple pointers.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself.
No, you make something of
You
other
ever heard
things,
of the Young
not
Spacer's
yourself.
Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Well... Today's your lucky day, because I've already got one.
No kidding! Really? Well, which one?
It's, part 1.
Look at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
Well, I'll let you know if I find any others.
Sure! I'd be glad to take them off your hands. What's on your mind?
Let's see. Well, not quite what I was looking for, but how long have you lived here?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing out in the wilderness?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go. Mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
Aw, Parv.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... oh, this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
We should go. Anywho. Alright, Zoe.
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth.
Okay. So, they wanted me to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
These people are dead. You know, Stefan told me about your favorite cereal.
So you tracked me down just to gab about the mass marketeer? I am impressed.
Well, I've got it, and Stefan wanted to watch it with you.
I see what's going on here. I'm being bribed.
Yep.
Well, it's working. I can't say no to my favorite cereal.
Yay!
I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Yeah, well. I'm sure you can handle it from here. Whoop. Alright. So, hey Adelaide. To Adelaide, to Adelaide. Can I steal your stuff?
Gosh, it's so pretty.
I know, right? It's good stuff. So,
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
well... you must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Well... So... Looks like you've made a home for yourself out here.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Picked a terrible place to put down roots. No. So, why'd you leave?
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Honestly, I don't think it was ever a very good place to be, but whatever. So, this is your greenhouse?
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
Aww. That's some nice stuff. Rude. I'm surprised you've managed to grow anything out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
So, Reed sent me.
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Well... something about coming back to town or losing power. I wasn't really listening.
I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
So, Reed asked me to divert your power over to him at the geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Well, I need to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
I mean, that's pretty much what I was already planning. So, yeah, I'll consider
I
it.
trust you will listen to your conscience.
So, what do you think, Parv?
Where are we headed?
Right. So, Thomas seemed fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
That's who he was thinking with. Holy crap. That's who he was thinking with was definitely not a wrench.
Thomas always listened to me. Never said I was odd, never tried to... I just want to think of him like that. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's go talk to Grace, I guess. Why are we talking to Grace? Oh, to turn in that, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Grace.
What is it?
So, we talked Zoe into coming back.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
Well, she joined up with a band of marauders, and they hadn't hurt her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
She's full of it. But anywho.
Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
I don't want any trouble.
So, Esther said she was going to be distributing some medicine.
Esther's got medication? How? Did the boss get a new shipment? I'm sorry, it's just I thought we couldn't spare the medicine. Nope, I'm sorry. I can't accept help from Esther. If I deserved treatment, I wouldn't be here.
You're wrong, Rosemary.
Why?
Because I said so. Because you're not doing yourself any favors punishing yourself like this.
That is exactly what I've been doing. Not my place to dole out punishment. Not even against myself. All right, you made your point. If Esther offers to treat me, I won't turn her down.
Alright, good. Hey, doofus.
What can I do for you? Go ahead.
Nah, never mind. Here we go. That'll help.
What's on your mind?
So, I kind of want to talk to you about Eugene.
I paid his burial fees, didn't I? Let the dead sleep.
I found your letter to Conrad.
Didn't anyone ever tell you not to go rifling through other people's correspondence?
We were planning on stealing his teeth.
Excuse you. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein already belong to Spacer's Choice. And we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Never mind. I don't have to explain myself to you. What's on your mind? Yeah?
Conrad tells me Eugene wasn't a suicide.
I don't understand. I found Eugene's body. I know the guy shot himself. Wait, are you telling me he was murdered?
You didn't hear it from me. No, he overdosed, and it made him paranoid.
He was plagued? Oh, law, that's awful. I helped carry his body out. I could have been infected. This is all a little too much for me to take in. But I guess if Eugene wasn't a suicide, our town won't have to pay a penalty.
Yep. I don't know why I bother. Hey, Thomas.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
Yep.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
Number 2.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
So...
What's on your mind?
no. Alright, well, no clue where the third one's gonna be, but... oh. Right. Well then. So how do we get in here? Ugh. There we go. Disarm security fence. Recent logs. Keeping the company policy. Logs terminated in event of major emergency. How am I not surprised? Scheduled updates are critically overdue. Last scheduled update occurred. Error not found. Turn in your identification for immediate reprimand. Failure to do so may result in an immediate reprimand. Wow. This place is bonkers. Just by the way.
Here we go! We made it!
Oof. Alright, well then.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right.
Oh,
I hope
wow.
we're doing the right thing.
You don't even know what I've decided to do.
Everyone all right?
Yeah. We're good. I got this. Two files available. Aha! Had to borrow your copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Return to the repair bay. Chaos everywhere, mechanical's gone haywire, gunfire, hearing some screams. Oh law, I think that was someone's leg. Would like to leave early for the day. Please deduct delinquency fee from my pay. Thank you. Proud to be a member of Spacer's Choice family. Yeah. Welp. Oh, we're totally getting in here.
Gosh, that's clever.
I'm not gonna let something like a simple door get in my way. I mean, not for long anyway. Informal notification of company's displeasure towards your management. Exceeding staff budget. Select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Receive official reprimand. A failure to schedule will result in an official reprimand. collectively reminds you that working for Spacer's Choice is not a right, but a privilege. No need for a reprimand. I hope this letter finds you wealthy. After due consideration of your last letter, I have identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I would like to remind the Oversight Committee that while most of Emerald Vale has failed to meet its production and output quotas, agriculture, fishing, canning, neither of which are anywhere near close to profitable, Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains committed to providing cheap, cost-efficient power to the entire region. We've investigated the claims made against the profitability of the greater Emerald Vale region. Our offices agree with you. Agriculture and fishing canning have experienced a steady decline. Geothermal plant remains somewhat profitable. Offices are investigating ways to implement additional cost-saving measures, which will ultimately lead to a leaner, more streamlined, more efficient power plant. It's taken significant insurance policy against the geothermal plant. The office would like to assure you that this insurance policy is standard procedure. Do not attempt to interpret, understand, or otherwise extrapolate meaning from this decision. Oh dear. As a special courtesy, we've deployed a proprietary team of engineering specialists to the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. The team of specialists has been instructed to refit and upgrade the plant's population of automechanicals free of charge. Wow, so they just flat out murdered everybody here. Neat. Ooh. Plasma cutter. Like the jingle says, don't put the pedal to the metal, put an Aramid Ballistics plasma cutter there instead. Personal files. Chester Higgins again, that hullhead. Found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals, so I had to write him up for tampering with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple days from now and feeling bad for what I've done, let me just remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working on some logic module. I confiscated it. Should be in my lockaway room for the foreseeable future. Doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing our guards with automechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up a chief of security with no staff. Just a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed every which way. Company tells us they're safe, programmed to treat us humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but an automechanical never will. I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. But the company's never been wrong before, I suppose. That they've let you know. Worst has happened. Mechanical's gone crazy. Locked myself down here, just trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash for the control room. Might be able to shut things down. Will delete the sentry if I ever return. Automated message initiated by contingency protocols. Security lockdown has been initiated. Your behavior during this lockdown will be reviewed during your quarterly audit. Anxiety is a common side effect of life-threatening situations engendered by security lockdowns. Fight back against anxiety with an ice cold bottle of 0G brew. An ale that's good for what ails you. Wow. Authorization passcode required. We've got that. Spacer Thompson. Oh. Looks like our skill isn't high enough for this door. Shoot. Well. I'm not sure what that does. Hey! Hey!
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice, It's the spacer's choice.
Huh. Oh, glad to see you made it out of that
All
junkyard.
systems fully operational. Return journey successfully completed. Spacer's Choice would like to thank you for complying with your duties.
So why aren't you attacking me?
Hostile actions towards Spacer's Choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective in
Aw.
compliance with Spacer's Choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. You wanted to help us destroy the others, huh?
Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'd hope that I don't want him to get hurt. Borrowed copy. Yeah, okay. Repair logs. Team of technicians, blah blah blah. In case I'm audited. Grateful I am to be part of Spacer's Choice, blah blah blah. Strange modifications to logic modules. Company went through the trouble of refitting every single mechanical in the plant not long ago. Filed a report. Supervisor told me not to worry about it, said the company knew what it was doing, ordered me to forget about any alleged modifications to the logic modules. Did a bit of sleuthing, got my hands on the logic module. Time to do a little experimentation. And what do we got here? Oh. Optional Chester's passcode. Okay, so if we find Chester's passcode, I could use it there. I gotcha. Oh, maybe I should actually come back here and go through that other door. Right. Plant status. Roadvale geothermal plant operating at 22% efficiency. Indirect power. Safety failures detected. Moderate to severe structural damage. Redirecting power is irreversible. Manual override required. Activate all 3 electrical track switches. Okay, so that's probably what that thing was that we flipped. No worries.
No, just leave me alone.
What? Someone's alive in here? How in the hell is someone alive in here?
You're not real. You're not real.
Oh. Oh, buddy.
Mechanicide protocols currently active. Please do not interrupt. What's lockpicking, kid? What do you think you're doing?
Oh, whoops. Hi, Jeremy. Want some bits?
Nothing to optically process here.
I just bribed a robot.
You're not real. You're not real.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Yeah. Well, now that Jeremy's not looking, let's try this over again.
System.
Great work.
I was concerned about Jeremy getting hurt, but now I don't care quite as much. Making me bribe you. Gosh. Here we go.
Where'd it go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil? Yeah, huh?
Well. Hey, Jer. Here we go.
The last.
Simple enough.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Yep.
Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Well, I wouldn't mind hearing what you have to say about it.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Deserters are a community. I can't just destroy what they built.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Well, Reed tells me Edgewater's going to die without workers in power.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Well, I am glad that you did. You're wrong, but I still appreciate it.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Well, you know. So, all those people in Edgewater, they have a place to go. They could go to the deserters. The deserters are definitely making a better life than anybody's had in that shithole. So, yeah. Edgewater power regulator safe to remove. Botanical regulator operating at optimal capacity. Permanent power failure detected in Edgewater. Blatant disregard for Spacer's Choice property has been logged. Please report yourself to your designated supervisor for an immediate reprimand. Thank you for serving the Spacer's Choice family. So, I hope you don't hate me.
I can't stop thinking on Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be alright now they got power, but what about the town? All those people.
So, let's go tell Reed to shove it, shall we?
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures.
Heard someone's been turning in bed. I put my whole life in that cannery.
You must be very proud.
get a lot of visitors. Maybe Adelaide was right to leave.
Desertion
Carry
is a
on.
criminal offense, punishable by hard labor.
Hard labor doing what?
Oh, it's you. Reed told me I should be expecting you. He's inside.
Alright. Well, this should be fun. No. Just in case. Hey Phyllis, how's it going?
You picked a fine time to visit, stranger.
Yeah, well. Oops. Hey Jerkson, how'd you get down from your ivory tower?
You want to know what gets my bile churning?
What's that?
Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
To teach you a lesson.
Is that right? I'm dying to hear this. Please, educate me.
You're a horrible person. No. You're all slaves to Spacer's Choice. Get the hell out of here.
Liberating? Edgewater is my home. The only home I've ever had. I put down roots here, gave decades of my life to this place. I never asked to be liberated.
Doesn't mean you didn't need it.
Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
I've got guns. I want them bleeding all over my power regulator. Real quick, can I I thought maybe I had something that would boost my...
You and I have got nothing more to say to each other.
Yeah, well. I'm still taking the power regulator. Oh well.
Nice hit! That's the last of them.
Spacer's Choice reputation decreased. Yeah, I don't really care.
Don't see the sense in all this fussing over the power. Cannery shutting down just means I'll have more bodies to bury.
Silence.
Yeah?
Hey, Adelaide.
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence.
You really have it in for Reed, huh?
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Hate the town all you want. It's not going to bring him back.
Blunt as a hammer. But you're right. Nothing can undo the past. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go.
And a lot more mouths to feed.
Not as many as you'd think. We're not about to let the whole town join our flock. Just the ones willing to renounce their corporate loyalties and live the way nature intended. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life.
I mean, it's not anymore. Well, between your camp and Reed's cannery, yours is definitely better.
You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board. You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined.
And one last thing. Hey, Tom.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
Yeah, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. BRB. So I completely blanked on how there was someone talking down here. I'm guessing that might be who I need to find.
Go away, Phantom!
Yeah, Higgins. Ah. Hi there.
You're not real! You're not real! Get away from me, Phantom! Shoot! Scram!
Buddy. Calm down. I'm not trying to hurt you.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're not imagining me.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Oh, buddy. So how long have you been down here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
And what do you do?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
Have you been surviving?
Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides.
So you ate sprats?
Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
Chock full of something. What did you work on?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
So, do you know a way to stop all of them?
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I can deal with mechanicals. I made it this far after all.
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Mechanicals follow the behavior of their logic module. So, yeah, somebody tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
I'm impressed you remember it.
The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy.
So what
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
And how did you not get killed?
I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave now. Ah. There's that other manual we were looking for. So I'll just loot everything else. And, then I'll be out of your hair. Yeah. Let's go. So I don't think this will actually do anything we need to care about, but... new mode, air, mandate to remain in guard mode. New target. Captain soon mandated to target intruders. Define intruders. All persons or entities not identified as property of Spacer's Choice. Define intruders as Spacer's Choice automechanicals. Definition successfully forwarded to security. Yeah, I don't think that actually mattered for anything since I'm pretty sure we killed all of them. But, you know, just in case. Okay, so it took a bit of work, but I found the key card. So what do we got in here? Oh, plenty of loot. Corrupted logic module. Okay. Sorry about that,
luck
Tom.
finding one of those manuals?
Yeah.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
Look, there's only one left. Part 3.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
I mean, it was.
That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen.
Yeah.
Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Cool. Thanks. Anywho. Alright. So.
Is this your ship?
Oh.
Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship.
Aww.
Working on a real engine. Belonging to a proper crew.
Aw, Parv.
Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
Those deserters left Edgewater.
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no, but can I come with you?
Aww.
I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along.
Yes!
Come on.
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Parv is so precious. I love her. I got a captain.
Well,
hey, jerk.
I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Yeah, alright, Jerkberg. Anywho. Alright. And here we go. We have a working engine. We have an engineer.
Something you need?
Later. We have a jerk face on the ship too, which is a thing, I guess. But yeah, I think we're ready to get the heck out of here.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise.
Holy crap.
What can I do for you, Captain?
Oh, anywho, we've got a power regulator now.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Alright. Let's get out of here. Oof. Definitely not the prettiest ship. Are those little... They look like little oars at the bottom. Against all odds, the Unreliable takes flight.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I'm waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Right. I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine.
Oh, yeah.
What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Alright. Well. I could just put a couple light years between us. No. Okay. So, why do we need a nav key?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
Alright. Right, the Black Marketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Yeah, alright.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Alright, well, what is it?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
So, limitations?
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely.
Oh.
Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Huh. Can I just steal a uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise?
I mean, judging by what I saw
The
back
holographic
there.
shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
Uh-huh. How the hell does it sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how.
Oh, science, of course. Alright, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Alright. Well. We're in space now. Gosh. So, I think that's enough for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to come back next time when we'll probably go chat with our passengers first off. Yeah. And then continue on. We'll go meet up with the black market, I guess. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, all that jazz. Be sure to check down in the doobly-doo for links to places to throw money my way, or just come hang out with me on, you know, Twitter or Discord or whatever. Ooh, I can open the door. That seems like possibly a...
Stay safe out there.
Huh. Well, I guess it just takes us back to where we were previously. Well, that does make more sense. Anywho. Yeah, I'll see you all next time. Bye!